1983 NFL Draft, the draft that changed everything. There has never been a draft in sports like the 1983 NFL Draft. But before we dive in, let's set the stage. Imagine a time when the league was desperate for new stars, when entire franchises were collapsing under pressure, and when a single pick could change the future of football. This wasn't just another draft. It was a collision of talent, ego, and destiny. 6 quarterbacks in the first round. 42 Pro Bowlers, 8 Hall of Famers, and more drama than a Hollywood script. The 1983 draft didn't just produce players, it produced legends, rivalries, and stories that would shape the NFL for the next 40 years. This video took a lot of time and effort to create, so before we move forward, make sure to subscribe to the channel and support us. It helps us bring you more amazing NFL stories like this one. Now, let's begin. There has never been a draft in sports like the 1983 NFL Draft. The class consisted of 6 first-round quarterbacks, 42 Pro Bowlers, and a jaw-dropping 8 Hall of Famers. There have been impactful drafts since, but nothing compares to '83. That draft, especially the opening round, changed the NFL landscape forever. But a stacked draft class like that doesn't come without controversy. Top picks refusing to play for the teams that drafted them, rumors being spread about prospects, even the NFL stepping in to block trades. All of it set the table for the craziest draft ever, and it all started with a young quarterback from Stanford named John Elway. On a Cardinal team that was the very definition of average, Elway was clearly a premier NFL prospect. He threw for 9,349 passing yards, 77 touchdowns, and 39 interceptions during his college career. The guy had it all. Great college resume, a deep family history in football, and a sturdy 6'3" frame that could handle the physical style of the NFL's toughest era. To this day, scouts still regard him as one of the greatest college prospects ever, the perfect first overall pick for any lucky team. But the problem was, he didn't want to be The Colts got multiple trade offers, but none impressed them, until one deal came from the Los Angeles Raiders. Owner Al Davis offered 3 first-round picks and 2 second-round picks for Elway, including a top 10 selection. The Colts accepted. Everyone thought the problem was solved. Elway would get to play on the West Coast. The Colts would get a treasure chest of draft capital. Everyone's happy, right? Wrong. One man stood in the way. NFL Commissioner Pete Rozelle. Although the details are still debated, most believe Rozelle vetoed the trade due to his personal feud with Al Davis, who had battled the league for years over moving the Raiders to Los Angeles. With the deal voided, Elway's rights still belonged to the Colts. So, on draft day, in one of the fastest picks ever made, the Colts selected John Elway just 9 seconds after the draft began. Elway, standing at a press conference, made his stance clear. As I stand here right now, I'm playing baseball. That forced owner Bob Irsay to take matters into his own hands. He started negotiating with the Denver Broncos, and eventually, a deal was struck. The Colts received offensive tackle Chris Hinton, backup quarterback Mark Herman, and Denver's 1984 first-round pick. Denver got John Elway. Baltimore got, well, not much. Elway went on to have a Hall of Fame career, 9 Pro Bowls and 2 Super Bowl rings, while the Colts wouldn't make the playoffs again until 1987. But the greatness of the '83 draft didn't stop there. The Los Angeles Rams, with the 2nd overall pick, selected Eric Dickerson, the SMU star running back who broke nearly every rookie rushing record in his debut season. 808 yards, 18 touchdowns. And in 1984, he set the single-season rushing record, 2,105 yards, a record that still stands today. Then came Jim Covert, the 6th pick, who became a dominant lineman for the Chicago Bears' 1985 Super Bowl team. And Bruce Matthews, the 9th pick, who made 14 straight Pro Bowls and played every position on the offensive line for the Houston Oilers. And don't forget Darrell Green, the last pick of the first round, a Washington legend who played 20 seasons. Then there was Jim Kelly, drafted by the Buffalo Bills, who initially refused to play in the cold and joined the USFL instead. When that league folded, Kelly finally joined the Bills and led them to 4 straight Super Bowls, a record that may never be matched. And finally, Dan Marino, a college superstar whose draft day slide became legendary after rumors of off-field issues scared teams away. He fell all the way to pick 27, where Don Shula's Miami Dolphins took a chance and changed NFL history. Marino became the first quarterback to throw for 5,000 yards in a season and retired as the all-time leader in passing yards and touchdowns. The 1983 NFL Draft produced more legends, controversies, and unforgettable stories than any other draft in history.